Hi, thanks for joining FNCU. I'm Julianne Logan.
And I'm Mallory Barrett.
Let's take a look back at what was making headlines this week in history.
On January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded over Cape Canaveral, Florida, killing its 7-member crew, including Kristen McAuliffe, a high school teacher from New Hampshire. McAuliffe had won a competition to be the first ordinary U.S. civilian in space. Millions of people watched the tragedy unfold on national television. There were no survivors.
On January 29, 1936, the U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame elected its first members in Cooperstown, New York. The Baseball Writers Association of America chose the game's 5 greatest superstars of the time for its inaugural class, including Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, and Walter Johnson. Since 1936, over 278 players, managers, and umpires have been inducted into the Hall of Fame.
On January 30th, 1972, 13 unarmed civil rights demonstrators were shot to death by British troops in Londonderry, Ireland, on what has come to be known as Bloody Sunday. The Irish demonstrators were protesting the British internment policy of suspected Irish nationalists when troops opened fire, killing 13 and injuring 17 Irish protesters. The killings received international attention and sparked worldwide protests. In response, outraged Irish citizens set the British embassy on fire in Dublin on February 2, 1972.
The first Groundhog Day was celebrated on February 2, 1887, in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. According to tradition, if the groundhog comes out of its hole and sees its shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter, and no shadow means spring is just around the corner. In 1887, groundhog hunters from Punxsutawney named a local groundhog Phil and declared him America's only true weather forecasting groundhog. And we'll see you next week for another edition of This Week in History. For FNCU, I'm Julianne Logan.
And I'm Mallory Barrett. Thanks for watching.